Good afternoon, everyone. My name is M'hamed Mifdal, and this afternoon I'm going to present on the topic of gender stratification in a coffee shop. More specifically, explore how gender is reproduced and reinforced within the physical and social space of a coffee shop setting. This case study that I conducted, and I will walk you through my observation analysis and the results of current scholarly research on this topic. So, introduction. This presentation is aimed at exploring the phenomenon of gender stratification, which is an equal allocation of power and resource along gender lines, and how it manifests in public space like cafes. The keys issues you will be talking about today are the gender distribution among staff members. Second, the gender's role in setting arrangement customer service. Third one is the impact of advertising and marketing strategies. The fourth one is power structures and decision-making roles in the coffee shop. So let me start with the physical space of the coffee shop. I have noticed during the observation that there is a highly pronounced setting preference that I divided along gender lines. Men occupy counter or shared space, and women occupy table for four or windows. This segregation is the subtle emergence of gender roles where men are more comfortable in the open and women are more comfortable in more concealed or private space. I also observed that women overwhelmingly occupy the customer facing roles in the coffee shop, such as baristas and cashier, and men occupying managerial or leadership roles such as store manager. So, to the non-physical environment, the marketing and power dynamics in the coffee shop, the marketing in the coffee shop is predominantly made up of women showing in caregiving or domestic roles, such as having coffee with children or sitting alone in a cozy setting. This form of marketing used soft color and themes to appeal to women. At the same time, advertisement targeting men involved darker colors, which represent a masculine tone. As far as the power relations are concerned, I noticed that men were assigned a position at higher levels such as the store manager, while women were assigned customer-facing roles. This is a stereotypical division of labor that illustrates gender stratification, where men are dominant and women are expected to serve. So, gender stratification in the coffee shop. Gender stratification in the coffee shop is apparent in both the physical and the social spheres. The settings partners that we have observed suggest that men and women vary in their approach to public space, with men working in inhabit, open, shared setting, and women working to sit in more isolated or private seats. On the marketing level, the coffee shop utilizes gendered marketing strategy, appealing the femininity with less harsh colors and family-oriented advertising toward women and more violent. Masculine advertising toward men. On the level of power, men are the leadership roles and women are the support positions. This segregation of both employees and consumers is a reflection of the general gender inequalities for most service industries. So now, analysis of gender stratification. Comparing my observation with the literature, it's clear that many coffee shops, like the one I visited recently, reflect traditional gender stratification in the workplace and in physical space. The idea of men holding positions of power while women perform low-status jobs is well documented. However, my research also uncovered some transformation. For example, women in managerial roles and gender-neutral advertising in several coffee shop challenge such traditional norms. Such subtle changes indicate a move toward more inclusiveness and balance in the labor market and public sphere. So, in conclusion, briefly, the coffee shop in question here is a classic example of traditional gender stratification, where men occupy the highest rank and women occupy service jobs. The physical and advertising space also validates subtle gender division in setting, space, and advertising. However, gender neutral advertisement and the visibility of women in the managerial roles show that some coffee shops are beginning to break these gender norms. To a better balanced environment, I would suggest more diverse advertising and that leadership roles ought to be available equally to women and men. So, question and discussion. Now, I would love to hear you two and questions. To get the discussion started, here are three questions I've prepared. First one is, how do you think the coffee shop environment would change if there was more equal gender representation in leadership roles? Second one, what impact might gender neutral marketing have on customer behavior in a coffee shop setting? And third one, do you think this observation would be different in a coffee shop in a different cultural context, such a non-Western country? So finally, here are like the references I use in this presentation, which you can consult for more in-depth research on gender stratification in public space and the workplace. Thank you so much, Dr. Brito, for your listening, and I hope you like my presentation. Thank you so much.